Your traveling companions here are, you can make up any story you want. I don't care. As long as the job gets done, you are the one that is going to be in charge of handling the transaction, point blank. And like I said, there's no fighting involved. Hopefully, if things go right, you should really have no fighting at all. It's a secret meeting place on a farmstead outside the main city of Phlan. They'll be meeting you there. And this will be happening pretty soon, so you've only got about another hour before this all goes down. It's supposed to be a very, very easy transaction, and this was set up through myself and the associates when we captured the actual merchant that we had intelligence that was going to buy this red dragon egg.
So Zibbit turns to the group and he says, "Come on, team. Zemmi hasn't steered us wrong yet. I say we get on it and make a little coin. If it's as easy as he says, we'll be finished in an hour, and we'll be done. We can get ourselves some snacks."
You're a very trusting fellow, aren't you?
I love how
and I just look back to the guy and say, "Just tell me where it is. I can handle it."
The gnome hasn't led us astray yet. You guys are just now getting together. I love it. So, Zemmi pulls out of one of his pouches a small black pouch, and this small black pouch, he says, "This is what the payment is supposed to be for the red dragon egg," and he sets it down and kind of slides it over towards you, and he's sliding it over towards Shalazar.
I pick it up and I shake it.
Sounds like a lot of gems.
Yeah. So I go to the group. Yeah, this is about a good offer, guys. I mean, if you guys are in, but either way,
hey, I'm in.
I'll help out.
I'm in, and they're paying us before it starts, so that's even better.
I throw it to the rogue to let her know, see if she can tell the weight as well.
I grasp the bag tightly, and I guess I weigh it.
I go and look at the half orc. Hey, bud, you in?
Give me a perception check, Rain. Give me a perception check.
Everyone just give a perception check?
Nope, just Rain. Wisdom, and
right.
if you have proficiency and a perception, add that in.
So we need to probably do a perception check to make sure Rain's not sleight of handing the gems.
So I look at the half orc and I'm like, hey, are you in?
I'll accompany you to make sure that
only a 9.
Just to investigate who these sellers are.
Yeah, you definitely notice that these are gems as well, but you can't really distinguish what type they are because different gems sound differently when they click together. Now, also Zemmi, he also reaches into his pouch again, and he pulls out this small silver pin, and he sets it on the table and pushes it forward, not in any one certain direction like he did the bag of gems, but he says, "This pin is infused with a magical power, and this is the item that I need you to plant on either the buyer, or I'm sorry, the seller, or one of the seller's associates, if the seller has any associates with her."
I take the pin and I put it in my pocket.
We believe that it is a her. We believe that it is a female.
What else do you know about this seller?
During all this, can I pull the string on the bag and have a look inside?
Sure. It looks like a bag full of small diamonds. A woman's best friend.
Oh, nice.
Small diamonds.
Yes.
How will I know who the buyer is, and where are we meeting him at?
I will give you the location, and he hands you a map, tells you the location. It is a farmstead, and he says this is one of the most beautiful farmsteads on the outreaches of Phlan, and it is in a barn, and the barn is in the very southwestern corner of the farmstead. There's no workers that are going to be there, although there will be workers tending to the fields around the area, and there will be several other farms that you pass on the way. But everything should be a smooth transaction. And when you're done, you'll get 200 gold, but you just have to make sure. You have to bring me the egg. You will be paid on delivery of the egg. And you have to have this pin planted. And avoid fighting at all costs. This is something that is really important.
I look at the group and tell them, well, for one, we should get there early. I like to do things a little, get set the stage right so we can get a little jump on this if you guys are in this.
I think that's a wise idea.
I make a smiley face out of diamonds.
Yeah, you have about an hour, but just make sure that the pin is on one of the either the seller or the associates, because we will be able to scry on that person.
I ask him, is it alright if we take maybe like a half of it now and the other half after the mission?
Half what? The payment?
Yes.
I will pay you on delivery of the egg. You have my word. I will be here. I will continue to be here.
I asked him for some.
And in fact, I take that back. I will meet you behind the inn here. We'll meet in a more discreet location.
Okay.
As he kind of looks around, and you know, he doesn't look like he's nervous or fidgety. He says, I think it would be better to definitely meet outside. We'll meet around back of the tavern.
So the way that he looks to me, I feel like, is there a way I can somehow sense motive or because I mean, come on, meeting behind.
You can give me an insight check.
Let me give you an insight check. Hold on.
So wisdom plus insight if you are proficient. Add your proficiency.
I just need to look in my guy. I haven't got everything memorized yet. All right, let's go D20 plus 2. D20 plus 1. Here it is.
All right. From here, are we able to speak? Maybe set up a plan or something.
I pocket the diamonds and go. As long as we don't ask questions, we get paid. What have I got to say?
I will send tells to you guys as well, especially on like perception and insight and stuff. I'll start sending you guys tells on that stuff.
Okay. I look at the group and I say, well, I got a plan and I like to strategize before I go into any mission. That's just a way of how I go and my old clan.
I say just roll in and let the chips fall where they may. As long as somebody can be sneaky and put that pin on them, how hard could this be?
We should get the over-energetic gnome to do it.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that'll be fun to see how you do that. I can't wait. So this is you have about 45 minutes, my friends. I would suggest you guys heading there. The map, he pushes it over a little bit more and he goes, it is in the abandoned farm on the northwestern farmstead. And there's the map, you know, X marks the spot and all that good stuff. He says it'll take you probably about 20 minutes to get there, so you should have plenty of time to meet the seller.
Hey, let's talk and walk. I'm a short guy, so it takes me twice as far to get everywhere.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so you guys head out of the tea kettle, and Fiona, she says, "Come back, y'all. You hear?"
Oh, sweet, she's from the south. Awesome.
So you guys travel through several farmsteads. Actually, Phlan's a pretty nice place. It's definitely much more beautiful outside of the city than it is within the town, because there's a lot of unsavory, you know, things that happen actually in Phlan. And, you know, like I said, the tea kettle is probably one of the more safe and legit establishments in Phlan as well. So you guys make it to the homestead.
Before we make it there, Dave,
sure.
Maybe we could, Zoda had wanted to do a little bit of stratification.
Sure. You guys want to play this out? Go for it.
Why don't you,
as you guys are walking.
Do that.
So, what's our roles? Who are we going to pretend to be?
I say, right off the bat,
Good thing
maybe
they're
we do
doing
like a
this
little
now.
disguise or something, set it up. So, like,
Well, I have, as a charlatan, I have a false identity. I don't know if that could be useful. We could incorporate it somehow.
Maybe we can have like one of you guys pretending to be a farmer.
Oh, I have
And,
a costume. I can dress up like a pumpkin.
Okay, so you guys all have costumes. Or maybe can you make an illusion mage or a sorcerer? Can you make someone like an image of someone?
You know, not so much illusion. I mean, that's kind of racist for all gnomes. Just FYI, we're not all illusionists, you know. So, but I'll tell you, I could probably shoot him with fire if that comes up. So just keep that in mind. If we need to burn him, I'm your man.
Well, we have the tiefling here, who she looks like she could sneak around a little bit if we needed her to.
Ooh,
I'm generally
nice
not well
stereotype.
disguised, though.
I like that.
Thanks.
Well, you were
It looks
totally
suspicious. Yeah, and it would look suspicious if the monk just showed up by himself. So maybe I should pose as his bodyguard.
Okay. Actually, me and you, Paladin, Zibbit, we'll wear like robes, heavy robes, so we cover our faces. And maybe like the rogue can stay like in the trees or on top of a house. How good is your aim, rogue? You think you can get like a shot off, maybe like just in case our defense?
But
you guys also know that the transaction goes down inside the barn as well.
Okay.
Remember I was saying it's inside the barn. So.
Maybe we can put the rogue up in the rafters.
Oh boy.
Well, let's do this. Good. I mean, let's get to the place.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I'm totally for anything. I'm down with anything. I do not want to resort to violence and have a potential to make a red dragon omelet. Instead, let's just hang back. Let's survey the barn when we get there, and then we can jump in and do the needful once we see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather not fight either, but this seems too easy.
You guys just need to be positive. I'm kind of a flagon half full kind of guy.
Zemmi did tell you that this was supposed to be a very easy transaction.
And I trust Zemmi. Zemmi's never steered me wrong. I've known him for minutes, and he's never said anything bad.
I love it.
I look at the group as well. I shrug and like, I know I can get out of this if I needed to.
All right, let's just check the place out and see what it looks like inside.
And I'll tell you what, I will switch out my giant purple robe here with one of my costumes of something a little less, you know, noticey. If that's
like a farmer or something.
So
yeah,
is the gnome just like randomly ripping his clothes off in front of the barn and just?
Well,
as
we're
walking there.
I have a looks of 7, so maybe your tiefling can control herself. But yeah, I mean, I got a costume because you know, I'm an entertainer. I'm a juggler. I used to juggle for nobles and tell comedy. That's kind of my thing. So I'm totally used to having costumes on the go. Just how I roll.
As we're walking, I tossed the pin to the rogue. I tell her, your mission here is to at least put the pin on him.
Hey, I think this should be the guy that's up front putting the pin on them because they'd most likely make physical contact.
Okay, I keep it then.
It'd be more suspicious if I got caught sneaking up behind him, sticking a pin on him.
Yeah, maybe a well-placed handshake with a pat on the back is enough sleight of hand.
That's true. All right.
So you guys, as you guys are traveling, you see lots of animals running around. Also, you can see the farmstead. The locale on the map is starting to come within sights as well.
So before it gets fully into sight, I think probably we need to break off and take a little gander. I don't want to be seen with you guys, just in case, you know, somebody's watching.
Don't worry, I'm already keeping a wide berth away from the gnome.
Hey, well, that's because I had potatoes for breakfast, but don't worry about it.
Forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. Alright, so you guys get to the outer part of the farmstead. I'm going to switch you guys over to yet another map. We're just full of maps already, aren't we?
Perfect.
It's amazing.
Good. That's good. I like it.
Because then I have to do theater in my mind, and I'm not too good at theater.
I hope this map loads up okay for you guys. There's literally thousands and thousands of bushes, plants, and everything on this thing.
Yeah,
it's
I can see
popping
it's
in.
loading.
Loading in.
It's loading it in.
This is a beautiful map. This map was actually made by my Dragon Age campaign players. This was their farmstead that they had, and I haven't used it in six-ish months or so. So why not use it? This is a pretty.
Yeah, it's a pretty good map.
Yeah, this is really
Looks
nice.
good. I like it.
This is a blank green grass canvas, and everything was built with assets.
So 6 months and those apples are still fresh?
They're definitely still fresh.
Wow, that's fancy.
So which barn do you guys think we're meeting in? The big one with the horses over there?
No, actually,
That'd be a
you
staple.
guys are supposed to be meeting at the opposite end of the farmstead here.
Okay.
So could you point that out to me again? Let me zoom out. Can somebody point out exactly where we're going to be
Sure.
meeting?
I'll ping it right here. Right where the purple ping is happening.
How much time do we have left?
You've got about 5 minutes before you need to
Alright, let's all
meet the
let's
seller.
all start walking there. I go and oh yeah, we all start walking there.
So you can see that there are plenty of workers. This is there's definitely several different farms on this farmstead. Appears to be run, well, you would know that this is run by several families as well. And you can see lots of elves and half-elves and humans all working throughout, all of the different crops that they have growing.
I'm just taking notice of everything, looking at everyone up and down.
I'm going to
Do I
grab
s-
an apple.
Do I see any weapons from anyone as I pass by them?
No, you don't see any, and I'm not even going to make you do a perception roll. Basically, workers are using tools. There's a couple horses pulling plows. A lot of the handmaidens are basically carrying baskets of different vegetables, fruits to the houses. A lot of baskets and crates on the carts and whatnot. But no,
So Dave,
there's
what's
not one type of threat that you can see visually.
So what's their reaction to us just kind of wandering through this this home farm?
Well, it is on the main path, so I mean they would see travelers all of the time. So they basically just kind of tip their hat to you as you pass by, as you travel by.
Can I ask one of the farmers if they've seen anything funny lately around here today?
No, why would we see anything that's funny?
I start juggling and I say, "How about now?" No, I'm just joking.
That is
Never
not
mind.
funny, my friend. That is creepy. Especially with the juggler outfit and the assless chaps that you have on, my
That's
friend.
right. Sweet mother of wrong costume.
Wrong costume.
My
Not
bad.
the green one. Oops, my bad. Ah. Alright, so you guys make it over to the basically the southwestern corner, and the road continues to go through the farmstead and then off into the woods again. And this is pretty much the main route, and this is the actual barn that you're supposed to meet the seller in. Now, a little bit about this farm. You can see that there is one opening to the farm, and it's not really of all of the farmsteads around, this is definitely by far the most simple structure, and it's about 80 foot long, about 30 feet wide, and there is a ladder at the end of the barn, and the opposite end of the barn there's the open doorway. So here is the open doorway here on this end, and you guys looked around. There's nothing around here. Not as you can see, but you do see several figures standing inside.
So I'm going to go ahead and migrate over to where the ladder was and see if there's anything on the roof that I can look down on.
Are you going to climb up the ladder?
Only if you don't make me roll for it.
No, I'm not going to make you roll for it, but you travel
Yeah, I think-
up. You
Yeah, I
move
think
up
I'm going
the
to climb
ladder,
up the ladder.
and there's nothing on the roof. You see absolutely nothing on the roof.
All right. So I was just kind of taking a look to see if there was another way we could look in and spy on what's going on. But since there's nothing on the roof, I'm going to go ahead and climb back down.
You can see that there's been some work on the roof. That's probably why the ladder's there. I mean, there's some wooden shingles up there, a small box of nails, a couple work hammers, nothing fancy. Looks like it hasn't been touched in a couple days.
So, would it be possible for me to say pry up a couple of shingles enough so I can take a look down from below and maybe hear what's going on? Or is this kind of like a multi-layer thing? I'm trying to get a good vantage point so I can see what's going on.
Yeah, I hear it. No, there's actually several. We'll even say that there's several bald spots on the roof as well, where there are none of the wooden shingles, and it's basically a wooden roof under it.
Okay,
and you can
so
see that there's basically a material between the shingle and like a cloth type of material between the shingle and the wooden roof itself.
So I get out my dagger and I'm going to cut a little nick so I can cut a slit in the roof and see if I can see in or be able to hear anything.
So you're going to saw the roof? You want to saw the roof?
Before he does this, can I stealth behind a tree or something?
Well, it is time for you to meet the cellar. So
I motion to the paladin to follow me as we walk in, and I do a last final check outside of it.
Okay. So are you going to stay on the roof, or
I believe I will come back down.
Well, you can. There's just really it's a solid roof. So I mean, literally cutting with like a knife or anything, it's going to be really. It's going to be hard. It's going to be super noisy.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Absolutely. Once I realized that it's going to be a little harder than I anticipated, I decided, hey, no problem. I'm going to come in.
I tell the sorcerer maybe to like tend to the field or something to stay hidden.
Are there any of the farmers nearby, or are most of them kind of at the other end of the farm?
No, actually, the farmers are more towards the middle of the farmstead, of this farmstead anyway, and on the other side, opposite of where you guys actually entered. And then, as you guys are traveling, there's a couple farms to the north as well, and there's workers over there. But in this area, no, it's pretty quiet, actually. It's really quiet.
We don't notice any weird looks or dirty looks from any of the farmers?
No, just the one farmer that told you that the juggler was weird. Yes, he was definitely weird.
So I'm going to hide behind this bush, kind of partial cover, and just kind of look in there to see if I can see everything. But I will allow the rest of the entry to take place as requested.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely see a total of 4 figures inside of the barn.
Who has the diamonds?
Before the rest of the party goes in, can I give them a little pep talk?
Yeah, sure. What kind of pep talk?
I go, this should be a simple job. Don't jack it up.
That is the worst pep talk I have ever heard.
I kind of like nod and raise my eyebrows like, I've had worse meetings than this.
That wasn't very motivating.
Yeah, I think a pep talk is more like, do great, come on.
How about do great or you get your rapier for a gut?
Oh,
sweet.
I take off running at that point.
I don't respond verbally, but I look at the tiefling and I hold out my hand and kind of motion for the bag of diamonds.
Do the job right first.
Yeah, the monk is definitely the buyer, that's for sure. So. All right, so I got another map for you again. We are going inside the barn. So I guess everyone is entering the barn. Is there anyone that is not entering the barn?
The 2 of them are staying out. Me and the paladin are staying in.
Yeah, you guys yell if you need something.
Okay.
Do we have the payment?
You guys ready to go in or no?
Yeah. The monk and the paladin are ready to go in.
So the monk and paladin are going in. Okay. All right.
I'm just trying to figure out who has the payment to give to them.
I have it.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
I had the payment and the pin, right?
And
No,
the diamonds.
payment's, oh, yeah, the payment's not the pin. But
So I'm switching you guys over.
The diamonds was for the egg. We have the payment too as well.
Well, I've got the diamonds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One of us needs to have it.
So
Oh, give it to us.
This is the inside of the barn. Now, as you can see here, this is the entrance. There is the monk and the paladin, so you guys can go ahead and enter the barn, and I will keep the tiefling and the wizard can stay out.
So, Dave, if I can interrupt here, I would love to, because since it's not just a fully inside, yes, that's what I wanted. I want to be on the outside of the door.
Yes, that's why I wanted to set it up.
Dave,
Just in
as I
case
walk
one
in,
of you guys didn't want to, just in case one of you guys didn't want to go in, I wanted some area to be out there so you could stay. So
Perfect.
as I walk in, I cough like 4 times and look back as I do it.
what do you do?
Cough.
Cough 4 times?
I'm thinking
What did the
that guy
coughs
better see a
mean?
doctor. He doesn't sound so good.
to signify to the group of how many people are in here. If we have like maybe 4 enemies.
I would have never guessed that. I just thought
No,
maybe
you
were
probably
gonna
should have
throw up.
explained that before you went in.
That's right. FYI.
I'll explain next time.
That's hilarious.
I had
That's
a
hilarious.
doctor this morning check me out, so
I'm
maybe
going to
that's
scratch
the
my
reason
head
why.
6 times. Because that's how many eyes I see.
So as you guys enter the barn, you can see that there is a sinewy elf. She is in a gray type of clothing, and you can see that she turns to her hired goons or henchmen or companions behind her, and she says, "I told you they would come. A dragon egg is much too valuable to pass up." So this sinuous looking elf turns back around towards you guys. "Now, let's go ahead and make this transaction rather quickly. Here is what you asked for." And she pulls out a very large hide backpack, and she kind of extends her hand out to you. And she says, "Do you have my payment?"
I drop the diamonds on the floor.
No. You don't need. You're outside of the barn anyway. What
No,
are
I'm
you
like,
doing?
I'm making it seem like he's dropped it behind him.
What? He's in the barn. You're outside the barn.
No,
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. Because I've just realized what the diamonds were for.
So,
no, some way I grabbed the diamonds from her before we went in.
well, that's what I thought you said. You got the
Yeah.
payment anyway.
Yeah, I grabbed the
Alright,
payment.
okay.
I grabbed the
Okay,
diamonds. That would look so bad. All right, we got the
Well,
diamonds.
hey, did you guys say you had the payment or not?
Yes, I said I have it.
Okay. Next time you need to. I thought you said you had the payment.
I did.
Okay. Next time. Just. Alright, you guys got it. So she tells you, "You throw the payment over to me, and we will leave the egg here